right, now we're in business. Or as my mom used to say, now we are cooking with Crisco. Welcome back to the Turn the Tassel Show. My name is Stephen Ampersand. I'm your host, and as always, we're here to help you and the people you love get to and through college, university, or the trade schools earlier on time with minimum to no debt. So we can clap that up because that's a good thing to do right now. As everybody's looking at the student loan debt crisis and all the drama that's going on with that, we're looking at whether or not the Biden administration is going to be forgiving loans, etc. I have some predictions about it. I won't get into it on this program, but suffice it to say, the best thing any of us can do to deal with the student loan debt crisis, which is a bubble just waiting to pop, is not to get into it in the first place, right? And so one of the ways that you can do that, one of the ways you can get into and through college, university, or the trade schools and get through that thing without mountains and mountains and mountains of student loan debt is to consult with us here at T3CG. And you can do so by reaching out for your free initial consultation. You can do that at turningtassel@gmail.com. You can also do it by way of text at 484-574-1866. For either format, just put in the subject line, I need a plan. I need a plan. We will contact you. We will schedule your free consultation, no more than 25 minutes. And from there, we help you decide the best pathway forward based on what your skill set is or your son, daughter, or other skill set and what you want to do. And yes, we work with traditional age students of all ages, backgrounds, creeds, religions, orientations, etc. But we also work with adult learners and non-traditional learners. These are folks that are in the workforce in many respects and are looking to go back to retrain. Some people who maybe went right out of high school into the workforce and are now looking to come back and do a degree program or a training program of some kind to improve their circumstances. We work with you all, and we're happy to do so. So again, you can always do that. But what we're going to talk about today is one surefire way to help minimize your debt obligation as it comes to higher education, or I'll call it education after post-secondary education, right? Which is after high school. So one of the ways you can do that is by doing what's called dual enrollment while you're in high school. So we're going to look at that today. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up a podcast that was done by Inside Higher Ed and Fair Use. We're going to share their podcast. It's not very long. It's just a few minutes. In fact, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. But we're going to talk about dual enrollment, and we're going to let them share some things. And full disclosure, I've not listened to it. I actually decided it's better if I hear it real time with you so you can get my real time reaction to what we're hearing. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and cut to camera number 2. And here I am. All right, here we go. It's coming. I think.
Getting a jump start on college courses can pay off for high school students. I'm Dr. Lynn Pascarella, president of the American Association of Colleges and Universities. And today on the Academic Minute, Wes Roughton, associate professor of economics and quantitative analysis at Georgia Gwinnett College, discusses the benefits.
A dual-enrolled student is one currently attending high school and additionally taking college courses at a nearby institution of higher education. For most students, these college courses are free of charge, with tuition and fees covered by publicly funded state programs. Many states have seen an upsurge in dual enrollment over the past decade. In Georgia, participation has almost doubled in the past 5 years alone, with public spending on these programs having more than doubled. Therefore, the state passed legislation that limits the number of dual enrollment credit hours a student may earn to 30, which translates to 8 to 10 courses in most cases. Given the changes in program popularity, finance, and regulation, 3 colleagues and I examined the current state of dual enrollment in Georgia with a focus on the economic benefit to students.
Awesome. Let me just jump into the show right here on this. So Georgia has limited, they put a cap on how many classes you can take while you're in high school. I'm not fond of that. I'll just tell you, but there are many states, Pennsylvania, where I'm located, included, where there is no cap. So we literally, when I was working as vice president of student affairs and enrollment management at the first and largest community college in the state of Pennsylvania, we regularly would have students graduate with an associate degree from our institution before they even, because it would be May, before they would even walk in June for their high school diploma, which is fantastic. Okay. Because what folks don't realize is that with that associate degree, these community colleges also have transfer agreements, formerly known as articulation agreements, with four-year partners, four-year colleges, universities. And it's essentially guaranteed admission into the four-year partner. It is apples to apples, direct transferability of what you did in your associate degree program into that college, university. And remember, you're doing these courses in high school. So you're coming out of high school with a college degree. And like he said, you heard this gentleman speaking. Not only is it free, are you doing this in high school, but in most cases it's free. You're taking college level courses that count dual. They count twice. They count towards your high school completion, one, and they count toward an associate degree, two. How could you go wrong with that? Okay, so you finish up your high school experience, and you've got, before you even walk with your walk for your high school diploma, you have had the opportunity, in many respects, to walk from the community college that you are in dual enrollment partnership with in May with your associate degree. It's just fantastic. All right, let's get back to it. We're trying to get back to it here. Struggle streaming is real today. What is happening?
$2,000 dual enrolled students was collected for analysis. We found that, on average, these students save over $4,100 in tuition costs by participating in dual enrollment. If they would have otherwise financed those credit hours through a conventional federal loan, that savings figure balloons to over $6,600. The average cost of a dual enrollment student to the state budget is just above $2,800, or at most 69% as big as the tuition savings. The average student within the sample completed 18 college credit hours during their dual enrollment, a number greater than a traditional full-time college semester.
That's awesome.
Students who later attended college full-time therefore graduated and entered the labor market approximately 4 months earlier than they would have in the absence of this program. On average, they earned almost $19,000 during that additional employment period, both significantly adding to the economic benefit they received from participation and reducing the cost to the state through increased income tax revenue.
That was Wes Roughton of Georgia Gwinnett College. You can find this, other segments, and more information about the professors at academicminute.org.
Production support for the Academic Minute comes from AAC and you.
All right, we'll wrap it
Advancing
there. Okay, we get the idea, right? So, in other words, they're putting all the benefits of, well, many of the benefits of dual enrollment programs. I can't champion this enough. I mean, I can't celebrate dual enrollment enough. One of the things that I was able to participate in, one of my most crowned achievements in my time in higher education, was to be able to work with a school district here in Pennsylvania that was sort of in no one's land, like between Maryland and Lancaster, PA, and Delaware County, PA, and there was no community college really nearby. And so they were looking for a dual enrollment opportunity in the state. They couldn't find one. So for years, they were doing dual enrollment programs with a Maryland community college. And it was a wonderful program. Still is. It's doing a great job. But as Pennsylvania residents, they're paying out-of-state tuition rates because this program did incur some cost. And it was still worth it. It was still more than worth it. But we were looking for a way to do that. And so I got to work with the superintendent there And as VP of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, I have the latitude at the institution to make this sort of a pet project of mine. And in the end, we made it possible for about 3,600 students in a very remote school district to have a dual enrollment opportunity so that they could enjoy a similar financial benefit. You save so much money in college cost if you can get it half of it done in while you're doing your high school diploma work. And it's not over and above or in addition to. You're doing dual enrolled classes that count towards your high school diploma and count towards an associate degree. You can't lose with that. And so if you want to find out more about that, have any questions about that, again, contact us, 484-574-1866. And you can also reach us at turningtassel@gmail.com. And if you've already done your initial consultation, you can simply just punch in your dual enrollment question. But if you haven't had an initial consultation, just go ahead and put in your subject line, I need a plan. And when we schedule that, we can talk about the dual enrollment opportunities that are available to you. And these are nationwide. So it doesn't matter where you live, we can make this happen. So really glad to be back. I'm going to be traveling again. I'm going to be on the road again next week. This week I'll be in New York, and the next week I'll be back in the ATL, back in Atlanta. So we stay on the move here at the Turn the Tassel Consulting Group and T3CG and the Turning Tassel Show. So stay tuned. Until next time, thanks for being here. And we are out.